Hello and welcome, everybody. Today we're going to have a discussion about love. So if you're interested, stay tuned. Okay, love. When Paul was speaking to the Corinthians, he said if you don't have love, it means nothing. So you can have all of the gifts, yet if you do not have love or operate out of a place of love, then whatever you're doing doesn't mean much. Now, in a relationship with God, what the Lord showed me was it's very interesting. If you love to do something, you forget about the labor, you forget about the challenges, you work through it. Let's take your spouse. Let's say you love your spouse. You're very forgiving towards them, even though the mistakes they made. I remember my wife in the beginning when she started to cook. She knew how to cook, but not how to add the spices. So sometimes the food tasted a bit different. And because of that, uh, because of love, you overseen those mistakes and you just work through it up until a point where we are today, that we've got a very lovely, um, a lovely covenant, a lovely marriage. And that is the same with the Lord. If you do it out of love, not because you have to. I know there's people that marry because they have to. But if you have a relationship with God because you love God, the whole dynamics change. And the same with God. God loves us. That's why He could forgive the prodigal son and say, I'm going to restore you. It was because He loved him. It is not because it's my responsibility. I know. I was there in church. I was working very, very hard. I was driving the bus. So on Sunday mornings and on Friday evenings, I was very involved with church life, where even at 7 in the mornings on a Sunday, I had to start to drive the bus already. And then I was the last one to get home because I have to drop everybody off as well. So it was a very, very busy time for me. And I did it uh, in the beginning because I loved it, but eventually because I had to. There was nobody else to do it, and it became like a work for me. Now, in the beginning, also when I started to work, I loved my work tremendously when I started to work for myself. And a lot of times people would say, "But what are you doing tomorrow?" I don't know. I'm working, and they say, "But it's Saturday tomorrow." I was like, I don't even know what day it is. I just love my work. I love to do it, and because you love things, you forget the negative part, the hardship, all of that. That's the same with the relationship with God. If you do it because you love God, you will realize you will work at it, you will put in the effort, and it is not something hard. Let's think of Jacob. He worked 7 years for his wife. Then he didn't get the wife he wanted. So he worked more. You see, that is what love will do. Love will drive you to do things that we will call crazy. But it is not because he was crazy, it was because of love. Now, God is love, and God operates on the principles of love. And that is very important for a relationship. That when you have a relationship and it's because of love, you will see a lot of the things that you do. It will not be, oh, I have to do it because God says I have to. That is the law. The Israelites had an opportunity to have a relationship with God, and they rather wanted a set of laws because of the way they were living. God, I don't think it was ever His intention to give them a set of laws. He wanted to give them a relationship, to know them. Look at Moses, what Moses accomplished because of love. I really believe Moses had an awesome relationship with God. Yet the Israelites could not have that same relationship because of love. They had a lack of love. And if you just think how God worked with him, I don't want to give my wife a set of rules and say, this is what you can and cannot do. I want her to do what is right because she loves me. I want to do what is right because I love her, not because of a set of rules. When it starts to become like, okay, What am I allowed to do? We're starting to look for loopholes, and then we miss the point. To sin is to miss the mark. In an archery term, if you miss the target, it was sin. You can do everything right, yet you're still missing the point. You're still missing a relationship with God. You're still missing the love factor for God. And just think, even though I can speak the tongues of men and angel, and I can act like a symphony, yet without love, I'm a clinging cymbal. It means it's a symbol that's got absolutely no purpose. The symbol does all the work, but it doesn't sound right. It doesn't work. You see, that is a relationship without love. So today I'm inviting you, when you desire a relationship with God, make sure it's built on love, not because on have to, because of a set of rules, because of law. No, it is because I love God. I want to get to know God. I want to get to know my Creator. I don't question why He made me the way I am. I just want to know, why did He make me this way? What does He want me to do? Because I love Him. You see, it's not because of rebellion. And then as the Lord starts to speak with you, you're going to realize why you are different, why things are worked out differently. And it wasn't always God's plan. We make decisions on our own as well. I've got children. I don't want them to get hurt. But if they do something silly and they get hurt, is it because I don't love them? No. It's because of the decisions they've made. Therefore, because I love them, I care for them, I restore them, I teach them, I train them. And that is what God does with us as well. He helps us. He's preparing us for a bride, as a bride. So you must change your mind and think differently. Think of love. Think on a covenant built with love, not according to the law. Father, I pray that you will help us to have a strong relationship with you, built on love, not on religion, not on a set of rules and laws, but because we love you. Help us to accept your love. Help us to get to know your love. Help us to love one another. I thank you for giving us a perfect example by Yeshua that was sent for us so that we can live, because we couldn't pay our own debts. Thank you for setting us free. Thank you for giving us love. Thank you for that in the mighty name of Jesus Christ. Be blessed.